Hello and welcome back to Script and Sunflowers. Today we'll be looking through my wild swimming journal. A nice way to start 2023 with something a little different. So let's dive in. So I've been wild swimming now for a few years, and although I've been journaling for a while as well, this is the first time this year that I've actually decided to combine the two. So as you can see, I started in October. And this swim actually was one of the first ones from when we had come back from holiday in Bournemouth. So I did mean to put the Bournemouth swims in this one, but actually they ended up in one of my other creative journals. The little holiday cutout here that you can see is actually from one of the Curious Moon journal packs, which I can show you later on. I'll put a link in. And this was really lovely swim. What I like to do is I do like to take a little photo from each swim and put that into the log just to remind myself of the day and any kind of other little bits that I like to record, any kind of doodles and things. So I always like to put the date on, and if I can remember, I like to put the wind speed and things like that. Those are the kind of things that I'm looking out for on the surf report to see if the conditions are okay for swimming in the first place. Over onto the next page, this is October the 11th. I actually used some of these lovely clear stickers I got, and you might not necessarily associate them with the swimming journal, but actually where we swim there is a lee opposite, so there's always some lovely flowers and reeds in the summer, and actually in winter they've all gone over and they've got that lovely look to them. So I just felt that that kind of really went with that theme of the journal. As you can see, I like to record a little bit about the swim. Not just the swim itself, but maybe some things that were going on around that day as well. So like today, it was a waning gibbous moon, so a time to be grateful, and I've made a note of that. And I said I'd be particularly grateful of coming out of the sea to a flask of hot drink, which was certainly true of that. Okay, so going over onto the next page, this is now October the 15th. So this was actually quite a lucky swim because we planned to go for an early morning swim, I think about maybe like 8:30, and at the weekend, and it was meant to be sunny, maybe a little showers later, but it absolutely poured when we got there. It was hammering down, and we had to sit in the car for quite a while to wait for it to pass over because we were determined to have a swim. So you can see the storm there afterwards, but I did this little painting after, just of us sitting in the car. And I've got these nice washi tapes. I do try to stick with a sea or coastal theme for my washi tapes, but sometimes obviously I can use some of the lunar kind of blues and purples. Over onto the 31st now. This actual day we didn't end up going for a swim, it was the day after I think, but we did go to just see if it was possible, and as you can see from the picture it was quite rough. And actually the focus of this was mainly the coffee we had out. We have a nice coffee hut, little pop-up one on the further side of the beach, so that was kind of the focus here. We just looked out at the waves and had our hot drinks, keeping warm in the kind of blustery weather. So you can see that's why I've used some of the coffee stencils, sorry. And I actually use this one of Tim Holtz, which I found really useful. Actually, it's got some splatters and things on there, but it's got a really lovely coffee stencil on there, so I tend to use that one quite a bit for swimming because that's a large part of it, having a drink after. And I've used that one actually, the little coffee cup I've painted, and then I've used the London Gifties washi tape, just cut out one of the coffee pictures. Okay, so then moving on to the next page. So now we are into November. So this one, if you watched my journal with me video, you'll have seen me put these pages together. And this was a nice, like, fun spread to do. Sometimes I want to do a double page. Often if I want to make sure I record the swim, I don't want to commit to doing too much work on it, so usually just a single one. But some swims it's quite nice to have a double spread, and I got to use some of my different stickers, as you can see here. And this one was using some of the sea theme washi tape that I said about. I haven't found loads of coastal theme, but these ones are really cute. I got these online, so it's nice to have that that theme there. And this one is a slightly thicker one. Sometimes I cut these bits out rather than using the entire roll on the page, but this thick roll here across the pages, you'll know if you watch the video, was London Gifties. It's a lovely kind of lunar one. The background page here is one of the Curious Moon journal packs. It's the Dreamers pack. Really lovely one that fits with this swimming journal with the cormorant there. This swim in particular was a very cold swim. It was a very calm day, and when the sea is calm it is even colder. So yeah, that's why I drew the swim hat. First time of wearing the swim hat actually that year. So then over onto the next entry. This was a really beautiful swim. So this was November the 18th, and I went for a really kind of dreamy layout for this one. And again, because this was such a lovely swim, I've done a double page spread, and using my pastel Tombow pens, I've taken this quote. It's a Rachel Carson quote. She's a wonderful nature writer, and it just fitted so lovely with the particular swim. The edge of the sea is a strange and beautiful place, and it was a really just the lovely colours of this swim. It was very pastel tones, and I've used you'll see on a couple of the images, I like to kind of have that feel of the water, so I just use my brush, dip it in a little water and just dot it onto the page. And it's almost like the journal's been out there with me, but at this time of year when it's freezing and I'm just trying to get warm, it certainly does not come out with me. This little sticker in the middle is just one I got online. I got a pack of different colourways, and this is one from the blue and purple colourway. And at the time of this swim, it was a waning crescent moon, so I've written down about coming into the rest stages of the cycle as solstice and the dark moon was approaching. And it was a really magical time to feel that recuperation that the cold can bring on from that cold water exposure. Okay, then on to December. So I should say with my little dates, actually, I use this little stamping kit, and I can link that down for you in the description. They are very handy. I did have like a silicone one before that I put the dates onto a stamping block, but actually I do find these ones a little quicker. Again, I have used the little brush technique just to get that kind of splash of the water on the images I've added. And this was again quite a lucky swim because the clouds came over, and actually as soon as we got into the water we could actually see it raining in the distance, but we were bathed in the afternoon sun, which was quite nice at this time of year. The little cutouts here are from a London Gifties washi tape again, a Christmas theme one, and using my pens again. The mince pie please is a really big feature of this, because at this time of year it's not just a cup of tea and a coffee, but it's also a mince pie after the swim. And the excuse is obviously that it raises your metabolism, which keeps you warmer, and what a great excuse to have another mince pie. So actually I've been quite into my double page spreads here, I realise, and actually moving over onto our beautiful solstice swim, this had to have a double page spread. and because it's just such a special magical time of the year. And this one I went for the kind of the black and the white theme, kind of darker. Obviously it was the shortest day of the year, and it was just such a nice celebration to be in the water at that time. I always find that it creates a really deep connection between myself and the closing of the year, because for me solstice is like New Year's really. To have that connection with the seasons. The cutouts I've used on here, the little seaweed and also the ammonite here, I have used from the Curious Moon Seaside pack, and I've used some of the tags. This one I have used a bit before, as you can see. I just like using these kind of packs just to tear off little bits here and there. You don't always need to make a full journal with them. They're just so handy to have the little cutouts for different pieces. The strip along here are these gorgeous new washi tapes I was given as a present from Notebook Therapy. These are the Moonlit Spells, one of my favourite Christmas presents. They are so gorgeous and a really lovely fit with solstice. Here I just used my stamps again and put a little quote. I scrunched some tea stained paper for a bit of texture, added that for the background, and then also have used a white gel pen just to add a little texture onto some of the black paper I've used. You know, actually just looking at the picture here, it looks actually quite dull, but it was an amazing swim. We were actually bathed in lovely golden light through the whole swim, and it was really kind of like symbolic, like swimming into the light on the darkest day of the year. And for the picture, I did a little bit of writing over the top of it, and I have a new little gadget that I am quite obsessed with for these rounded corners. So this is it. I'm sure you've all already got one, but I'm just thrilled with it, because there is something about rounded corners that I find very aesthetically pleasing for my cutout. So yes, that page came together really nicely. I was so thrilled with it. And then on to the final page of this video. So this is January the 2nd. This was our first swim of 2023, and I forgot to take a photo, which is absurd really, seeing as that's part of it. But luckily my mum and dad were there with cameras handy to watch us go running madly into the freezing cold water. So I'm gonna get one of those off them, and I'm gonna put that there. I've just made some little corners there to remind me to stick that in. And I just thought I'd do something a bit different on this page. I had some nice pattern paper, thought I'd go with that for a background. I've used this nice coffee cup washi tape from London Gifties. I've just cut out one of the images, and because we did have a really nice, we all had flasks in the car after to warm us up. And you've seen this one before on one of the other ones. I use a lot of those on this swimming journal. Again, the Tim Holtz stencil as well. And that's where I'm up to for the beginning of this year. I do have another one to actually put in there, but it's a nice thing to keep track of. So I'll just have a little flick back through. I hope it inspires you to perhaps make a journal of one of your hobbies. It doesn't need to be wild swimming, it can be anything, and it's a really lovely way to have something to look back on. But do let me know if you think you will do a hobby journal, and thank you very much for watching today, and I'll see you again soon.